A guy from San Diego that they picked up. I mean,
Yeah.
How do they keep getting quarterbacks?
I don't know.
Every
All
time
right.
you pick, ask my little brother, he has the answer.
Miles, do you want to give me the sign-in sheet there?
Yeah.
And we'll call the meeting to order, please. Thank you. We could take roll call.
Allen?
Yes.
Miller's absent. Shevitz?
Here.
Minders? Reuter?
Here.
Mandy?
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Just some brief president's remarks. The Halloween hours will be October 31st, 4:30 to 7:30. I guess I'll say those are suggested. If I have no problem with kids trick-or-treating a little bit later if they'd like to, as long as your porch light is on, but 4:30 to 7:30 are the official hours. Porch light on means people are going to knock on your door. And then Denise had something I'll let you announce.
The Carroll County Health Department is holding a flu clinic here, flu shot clinic on September 29th from 10 to 11 a.m.
I'll announce that online again as that gets closer. That's all.
10 to 11, I'm sorry.
Yes, 10 to 11.
All right. Mr. Atkinson,
Yes, sir.
any public comments?
No.
Okay. Ardell?
Just one about the accusation being made. If it's true, I'm really against this, so that's where I stand.
Against
Against the accusations of this misconduct that's going on,
okay.
all right?
Do you want to clarify that at all?
I think you know what it is. You don't? You'll probably be going to closed session again soon, right?
No, not about anything related to that, I don't believe, but
Okay,
thank you for your comments.
you're welcome.
Jan?
Just here, thanks.
Okay. All right, well, it's nice and quick comments tonight then. The first thing on the agenda, and one of the only things, is trustee conduct and behavior. I think I just want to start with a general statement is people have approached me about setting a code of conduct for trustees or what can be done when they believe misconduct has occurred. And I think it should be clearly noted that I, as the village president, can do nothing as to the trustees' conduct unless it gets to the point that it's illegal and convictions have been made. In very specific legal circumstances, can a trustee be kicked off the board? But as a general matter, a trustee being rude, unfounded accusations or accusations that don't reach a level of criminal or civil misconduct, or even in those circumstances where some civil misconduct does happen or criminal misconduct, I do not have the unilateral power to kick people off this board, and neither does this board have the power to kick people off this board. Everyone here is an elected official, and ultimately it's a political decision, and that'll be up to the voters in 2 years or 4 years, whatever it may be. People have asked if I can implement a code of conduct to try to reel in what they see as unruly behavior, and the answer is no, because there would be no enforcement mechanism. If a trustee breaks a code of conduct, what power do I have? I can't strip you of your vote. I can't strip you of your committee assignments because we have no committees here in Shannon. I can't force you not to join executive session with us. In fact, you have all the rights to do all that. I can't not send you the agenda. I can't not give you the right to put something on the agenda because we implemented a rule where trustees can put stuff on the agenda. There is virtually nothing I can do other than a stern finger wagging as the village president. And that's just the truth. I mean, the only thing I can do is that. The trustees themselves collectively as a board can censure another trustee and publicly distance themselves from their conduct or perceived conduct. But even that is symbolic. It doesn't strip them of anything. It doesn't kick them off the board. It's just a public declaration by the board itself that they distance themselves from another trustee's conduct. And that's the end of it. Very, very specific circumstances, largely dealing with criminal convictions, can a trustee be kicked off the board. This agenda item was put on because I was concerned, and I think a lot of the trustees were concerned, that An executive session was held last week on Tuesday that was very sensitive in its topic and its nature. And I think it's very clear that that conversation leaked out to members that have no bearing and should have no information. They should have no access to that information. It was very clearly that did not happen. It leaked out. The only people in that executive session were 5 trustees, because Marcy wasn't here, myself, Kip, and Nicole. So one of us leaked it. That's the truth of it. And that's very unfortunate because executive sessions are by law confidential, and every trustee has a fiduciary duty to this village to act in the best interest of this village's interest. So when there's confidential information that's leaked, not only is that damaging to the village's reputation, it damages our ability to work together as a board. It damages our trust for each other. And it also damages the ability to change course or correct course or take different action than what was discussed, because it kind of cements where we're going. And that's truly unfortunate. And I guess that's what I'll say. I know that's my comments on the matter. Like I said, I can't do anything other than a stern finger wagging. The public censure comes from the board itself. I don't know, with the information we have available, if that's something that's appropriate tonight on any matter. Does any trustees want to make any comments related to this issue?
I mean, is it all right if I ask this gentleman where he got his information?
You can, if you want to, sure, go ahead.
So where are you, with your concern that you brought here tonight, where did you get your information?
Oh, around.
And that's the problem. I mean, I'll be blunt. There's a lot of keyboard warriors online that don't have all the information, but have enough to damage the reputation of the village, or at least attempt to. And I'm happy that that power is being diminished. But the truth of the matter is there's very few people in this town that have all the information available to them. I can guarantee you that the trustees sitting here don't know everything that's happening in town. I know I don't know that everything's happening in this town, but for some reason, some people think they have all the information. And I should note that many of these individuals online who are calling for action or calling things that are illegal are not lawyers. They don't know what's going on, and they certainly don't know the law. I guess without any more specifics, we'll move on. I imagine a lot of people thought this would go a different direction tonight, and I did as well, but I think it's better to slow down. There are no public comments that were concerned about any individual behavior, so unless any trustees have anything else to say.
Did you want Ken to sign in?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you have something to say, Ken, go ahead.
That's fine.
All right.
I do have one question though. Just wondering when you were gonna have the zoning maps available for the public.
I'm going to post them online
I know
tomorrow.
there's some concern with the business leaders affected concerning when they do sell,
Yeah, we'll put this in the public comments again.
who's going to
The
make up for the lost revenue.
zoning maps will be posted tomorrow. I think it's key to note that any existing businesses will be able to continue to operate indefinitely as they currently are, if they are indeed zoned down. And if they do sell their property, they can continue to operate as is as well. No business currently in operation will be affected. And that's the simple truth. No business will be downgraded to a zoning district that they would not be able to operate even if they stopped. Every single business, if they close today, another person will be able to open their business right where they stand, doing the same thing.
Gotcha.
There was some discussion. I heard there was concerns from Al's, because I briefly mentioned that maybe it makes sense to turn it into a business district instead of a light industry. And I think it's important to remember that our zoning ordinance was last updated, at least in any significant fashion, in 1958. So it's likely that the zoning ordinance that I proposed, the 27 pages here, will outlast me or outlast any of us in this lifetime. So I think it's important that we plan for the next 60 or 70 years. And I did initially said that maybe it makes sense that be rezoned business instead of light industry. But the zoning map going out tomorrow after discussions will rectify that one mistake.
You, yeah, never mind, thank you.
Even the map that goes out tomorrow isn't set in stone.
Correct. The zoning map that's going out tomorrow is my suggestion, along with Bodie's. Bodie helped me correct a few of the mistakes, some of the missed R2 zoning on my original map. The zoning map that's going out tomorrow is my suggestion to the board with Bodie's input. Nothing is set in stone. The October meeting will be our zoning meeting. Everyone can come, ask questions, and we'll take whatever testimony there is on each of these districts that may be rezoned. The vast majority of changes in Shannon will be from houses that are currently zoned heavy industry or light industry that are going down to a residential zoning district. Though there is a creation of a lot more light industry on the outskirts of Shannon and R2 for potential development in the future, but that is currently undeveloped land. So for the vast majority of people, that will not affect them. But that will be the topic in October, and the zoning map will be posted tomorrow. The 27 pages that I rewrote are available down at Village Hall during office hours for you to view, or you can set up an appointment with me to come view them at private time, or come meet me during my office hours, which you just need to message me to get a hold of, and I'd be more than happy to talk to anyone about the changes that I'm proposing. But the changes I'm proposing are not set in stone by any means.
One more question. Did you and the board have any time to, you remember you were talking about doing something with Lions Park?
Yep.
Maybe revamping it?
Yep.
Have you had any time to look at that at all, or?
Just briefly, I'll tell you what my plan is. We're 3 months in at this point. I know it feels longer for a lot of people, but we're 3 months in. We have done more ordinance changes in the last 3 months that have been done in the last 3 years here in Shannon. We're now tackling zoning next month. After that month, my plan in November is to start working on a strategic plan and deciding what grants we want to apply for next year. The park grant is one specifically I have my mind on. And in my mind, I'd like to target that toward Lions Park, though that largely depends on the school and the Lions, as the school owns that park and Lions has a lease on it. So we would need their both blessing and approval to, one, get it, and to improve it in any significant fashion. But that is on the agenda.
Would you and the board be open to maybe like a type of draw to the town, like an amphitheater of types where you could?
I will say that grant specifically, the park grant, requires public input, and I would welcome that, because more minds are better than one, better than five, better than six. So that park grant specifically requires public input, so that will be on the agenda when that comes up.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Ken. All right. Last one, and then we'll
I'm
move
sorry,
on. Nope,
just
go
on the
ahead.
zoning, are you, the unincorporated areas that you're going to be?
By unincorporated, I mean, if I said unincorporated, I mean the areas that are within village limits that are gray, that are not currently zoned anything on the
So
outskirts.
are we zoning those so that we can generate new businesses or have bigger businesses build here so that we can bring that income and
The idea is that it will be zoned in the event that businesses want to use that area. It won't require the board to rezone property in the future. It'll already be zoned heavy or light industry. The issue you run into, and again, we're talking about the cornfields north of town and the undeveloped, what looks like a housing plat on the northwest side of town. Things of that nature will be already pre-zoned for development, whether that's R2, heavy industry, or light industry, in the hopes that someone will eventually want to come build and develop in those areas. It just saves future boards the need to spot zone in the future. It saves the publication cost to rezone those areas that are clearly going to become heavy, light industry or R2. And it should be important to know, let's say the area that I'm suggesting as light industry, someone comes in and wants to build a residential R2 townhouse complex, you can do that in light industry. Everything goes down, essentially.
nothing is expanding the main drag of the main street to be able to put more businesses so that.
As of right now, the entire main street is light industry or heavy industry.
So it's gonna fall in that.
It's gonna, again, this is just my suggestion. I don't want to drag on zoning too much because we're gonna have a whole meeting about this. My suggestion is to turn Market Street into a business district, not a light industry district. And the reason is because light industry allows very specific types of businesses that I would not want to see downtown. I want to see shops downtown that people can walk into. But yes, that would allow businesses to come into those districts. Light industry would be changing the business other than Al's in their north lot would remain light industry. Okay, any other trustees on trustee conduct and behavior? If not, we'll just move on to item number 2 quickly
I just
then.
want to make a comment about it.
Yeah, I think,
I think that all of us have a common goal. And I think that when we leave this room, that we all need to remember that we all have that common goal, and how we conduct ourselves outside of this room has a bearing on what we can accomplish in this room. And that we all need to keep that in mind as we are going about our business outside of these 4 walls.
I think that's important to keep in mind. I think that is important to keep in mind. All right, well, if no other trustees have anything to discuss on this issue, we'll go ahead and move to item number 2. All right, and this is regarding filed lawsuit 25 LM 12. And I do want to make one last comment. This is a conversation I had with one trustee, is the board is not required to go into executive session for everything that we are allowed to go into executive session for. Executive session is, it's an exception to the open meetings rules on very specific things. And this board has never gone into executive session on any issue that we were not supposed to. But just in the future, and I'm not talking about the lawsuit, I think the lawsuit is very specifically one we should be entering executive session on. But in the future, just because we can enter executive session on the topic doesn't mean we don't have to. In my mind, I'm thinking of maybe the deputy clerk position could have been done in open session. I don't think anything we said there would have been objectionable to any person. And that's not me telling you never to ask for executive session, but I think it's important to remember that option is available to us to stay in open session for topics that might be of interest to the community that otherwise we would be allowed to go into closed session for. All right. But saying that, I think lawsuits are very specifically one of the things that are very important that we go into closed session for. So my recommendation is if someone can make a motion to do that.
I make a motion to go into closed session to discuss.
Option.
Yes, we'll go with that. I can't read the pictures too darn quick.
Yes.
I'll
Chris.
second.
All right. Motion first by Manthe, second by Mashevitz to go into executive session regarding current litigation. I have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Allen,
Yes.
Shevitz,
Yes.
Minders,
Yep.
Reuter,
Yes.
Manthe.
Yes.
All right. We'll go into executive session. You guys are free to stay out in the main lobby if you'd like, but you'd have to leave the room at this time. You can use the hat. All right, if we can
Now
remove,
that it's-
we can remove the hat and unmute us.
I like your shoes back.
Did we know what time we
What's that?
entered executive session?
Yes,
What time
7:48 left at
7:56.
That's what happens when you have no tight shoes.
All right. Executive session has ended at 7:56. That's all the agenda items for tonight. Does anyone want to enter into an executive session not scheduled for an allowable reason? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
Second.
I'll second.
Oh, go watch second half of the Bears. I like it.
Any, I guess, did we say any object to the adjournment?
Oh, yay. No, I didn't hear any objection.
Okay,
Am I done with this?
we're done.